our lesson, what we're working on with our strums. So we were just talking before we started the stream about the idea that our right hand, what we're strumming with, we should think of as being a drum. And if we're going to play along with music on the radio or whatever it is, we really want our right hand to be moving with the drum. So as a practice, when you're doing that, just focus in on that rather than focusing in on the melody. The melody is not what your right hand is doing. The left hand does some of the melody, but almost never the right hand. So let's one here. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna jump in. Let's just go over these chords for a moment to make sure we're comfortable with all of them before we play. We've got our D minor chord, right? We've got our C chord, the first chord we learned. Just turning it down a little. We have our C7 if you'd like to add it in. That's just swapping that third finger on the third fret for the first finger on the first fret. We've got our we've got our B flat chord, of course. And just as a reminder for that B flat, if you're having trouble with it, move out, all right? Move the whole neck outwards so that it changes the break angle of your wrist with the neck, right? So we really want a pretty small break angle. I don't know what that is, 20 degrees, 30 degrees that's happening between our wrist and the neck, whereas normally we want a 90-degree angle where it is straight on. So it's a really different angle that we're going with the wrist and the arm when it comes to that B flat. So if you're having trouble with it, that will hopefully help. Of course, F. Okay, so we are going to start. We're going to do it like we did last week. Again, we're doing this primarily as a strumming exercise here. So start with one strum per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down on each one. 2, 3, 4. We're just going down. 2, 3, 4. Here we go now. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. C. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. D minor. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. C. Melech Yisrael. B flat, C, D minor. B flat, C, D minor. Let's just do that again. I know that B flat can be tough, so let's just work that like 3 or 4 times quickly. B flat, C, D minor again. B flat, C, D minor again. B flat, C, D minor. 2 more times. B flat, C, D minor. Last time. B flat, C, D minor. Okay, let's go on. Here we go. Oh, D minor, C, and B flat. We're on the 3rd line again. D minor, C, and B flat. We're on the bottom line. Here comes the F. F to C to B flat to C. B flat, C, D minor. P.S. I think I said B minor before I meant B flat, but hopefully you understood what I was saying anyways. Okay, that felt comfortable to people? Show a thumbs real quick. Yep. Okay, great. Now we're going to add in the ups. Okay, so in our heads when we're strumming, let me give you my strum too. We'll block a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Say it with me. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Play one harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Say it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, now we're gonna add in ones. Say those 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and we're going to play the ups when we say ands and the downs when we say the numbers. Here we go. Now 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2. Okay, now let's play the song this way. Here we go now. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. C. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. Second line D minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. B flat C D minor. Let's do that in rhythm. We're gonna do the B flat C D minor. Here we go now. B flat C D minor and B flat C D minor. B flat C D minor. B flat C D minor. Is that tough, that B flat C D minor, or is that doable? Somewhere in the middle? Okay, we'll take that. Okay. Now let's expand this exercise. We're going to go back to the beginning. Okay. Now we're going to do an emphasis on the ups. Make them a little louder than the downs. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Gives a reggae feel, right? David Melech, Melech Yisrael. C. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. D minor. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. B flat C D minor. Okay, now you'll notice when I got to the B flat C D minor that I only did down strums on them. That's a great technique for fast chord changes. Abandon your strum and just go to a one hard strum. B flat C D minor. Right, that way you don't have to go B flat C D minor, which is a lot. It also brings the emphasis to those chords when you are just doing one hard down strum on them. Okay, how was that emphasizing the ups? Little harder?
Chaos.
Chaos. There we go. Tohu vavohu. Okay, so again, that's something just to practice, is play through whatever song you're playing, emphasizing the down, 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 and then do it again, emphasizing the up. Just a very different kind of feel to it, right? When you emphasize that beat, the offbeat, the and, rather than right on the beat. Okay, now let's do it again, and this time we're going to emphasize the ones and the threes. So get into our, get into our groove. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And say it with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. We're going to emphasize the ones and the threes. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, now let's play these lines. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. D minor. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. Melech Yisrael. B flat. B flat C D minor. Okay. Now we're going to do it again, and we're going to emphasize the twos and the fours. It's hard to jump in and just do these, so that's why we're going to start by just vamping on one chord and getting into the rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and David Melech, Melech Yisrael. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. Melech Yisrael. Chai v'kayam. Okay, how did that feel? So one of the takeaways I hope that we're going to take from this exercise, in addition to working this up, one of the sort of head pieces that I hope we'll take is that you can radically change the feel of a song and the rhythm of a song, what we often think of as the strum, by what you are emphasizing rather than what you're playing or not playing, right? A lot of times we think of a strum as being down, down, up, down, and there certainly are strums like this, right? Down, down, up, down, 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 up. And all of a sudden, hey, Venusha, right? You get into these sort of driving, campy kind of feels. But that's not actually how most rhythm players are thinking. They're instead in thinking about what's being emphasized and what's not being emphasized, rather than what's being played and what's not being played. So we can even do, right, like a little otter here. We can do emphasize the 1 and the 2 and skip the 3 and the 4. So David Melech, Melech Yisrael, right? Gives it a different feel. Now let's do the 3 and the 4. Or actually, let's do the 1 and the 4. 1. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. David Melech, Melech Yisrael. David Melech, Melech Yisrael, Melech Yisrael. Chai v'kayim. Okay, did that make sense what I just did and saw? And again, it's going to get tough to do that at an early stage. But that is really what I would sit in practice, is sit there while you're watching TV or whatever it is and focus in on, now I'm going to play the 1 and the 3s with emphasis. Now I'm going to play the 2s and the 4s. Now I'm going to play the 1 and the 2. Now I'm going to play the 3 and the 4. Now I'm going to play the ups instead of the downs as the emphasis. I'm going to... okay, thoughts on that?
How do you do the 1 string with the B, D, or C, B, D? Like, how do you just do the 1 when you said just do it 1 time? I'm having a hard time going to that. Yep.
Just do the downs on that. So we've got B flat, C, D minor. So we're normally in a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, B flat, C, D minor. Just B flat, C, D minor. That's all we're doing. Just really straightforward.
Angling the ukulele for the B minor makes all the difference.
Oh, I did it again. I keep saying B minor. I'm sorry. B flat, not B minor. It's me, not you all. But yes, B flat. Yeah, but angling, makes all the difference in the world.
You didn't preface it by the dreaded B minor.
There we go. Good. Yep. Okay. Other thoughts? Anythings here on this strumming exercise?
This is like when, like I think what Benjamin was talking about with the "This is your land, this is my land." I think that's the tune that I have a hard time, like, because it doesn't go with the strum and it doesn't think properly, and so you're off. Like, it doesn't sound right.
Okay, hold on. I think I've got that in here somewhere. Let me pull it up and we can play it.
And that was the hardest song to do the strumming with because it was not syncing with the words. Does that make sense?
Yep. So always, if that's what's happening, if you're having trouble with the strum, start by going back to saying the numbers out loud. Say the words in your head and the numbers out loud. Swap it around. And that will help you focus in on your strum. But let's go ahead and play a little bit of that here. Okay, where'd you go, buttons? I think we know all these chords, C, F, G, and A minor, so I'm going to block them out here for a moment. let's get into the groove. Okay, so the way that you find this, so you Patty, I think one of the things you're keying into here is that we're playing 16th notes instead of 8th notes also on our strum, right? Normally, the strum we just did 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's called 8th notes because there's 8 strums, the down and the up, between the measure, right? On the count of 4, we get 8 strums if we're counting the downs and the ups as independent strums, and so each of those is an 8th note. Now we're going to switch to 16th notes. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... And you don't need to play this hard, really. Do you see how gently my index finger is just rolling over that? Not a lot of movement going on here. We can slow it down a little bit too to help, probably. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Okay, go ahead and let's just play this for a second. And emphasize the number each time, that down. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. Say it with me. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Okay, so the thing about having a strum like that is that it gives you much more opportunity to create a complex rhythm. Because now we have 16 notes to choose what we're emphasizing and what we're not emphasizing, rather than just 8 notes to choose from, right? So you can get much more complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So this is actually emphasizing the 2 and the 4. That's what's happening here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try this. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, and on the 1, I'm not even playing a full strum. I'm just kind of bouncing it off that top string a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'll do it real slow so you can see it a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here we go. Let's try playing it this way. This land is F, land 3. Land is C, land 3. 4, land G, land 2, C, land from the redwood F, land to the Gulf Stream C, and A minor F was G for C. How'd that feel, Patty? Was that help? So it's really emphasizing that it's got a, I always think of it as the like train tracks kind of rhythm, the 2 and the 4. Right, it's got that driving force to it that just keeps going. Okay, how did that feel to everyone? Thoughts, etc.?
I'm not sure I quite caught the rhythm or where the stresses were, but it definitely felt more. It felt like there was more action or motion to it.
Yep.
Even with whatever the heck I was doing.
So maybe even just try saying it with me. Put the instrument down and say it with the emphasis we're talking about. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and maybe do this hand thing that I'm doing, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? It makes a big difference. And Benjamin, actually, do you mind? Can you make me host again so that I can mute people when we need to? Benjamin, I don't know if you heard. Can you make me mute? Can you make me host again so that I can mute people when I need to? Thank you. Okay. Any other thoughts on this technique, on this approach, on?
How do you know when it's 1/16? Like, how do you pick up on it? Just it feels weird. Not okay.
So the answer is, Patty, that all of these are the colors that you can choose to paint with. So let's just do this a few different ways then. Okay, so let's start just with eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This land is your land. This land is my land. 3, 4, and G. 2, 3, and 4, and C. 2, 3, and 4, and F. 2, 3, 4, and C. 2, A minor. 4, F. 2, G. 4, C. 2, 3, 4. Right? Okay. Now let's double the speed of our right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Again, when we are doubling the speed in our right hand, we want to make sure that we are reducing the motion that's traveling. It really becomes just kind of your finger moving back and forth. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here we go. This land is F. 2, 3, 4 and C and 2 and 3 and 4 and G and 2 and 3 and 4 and C and 2, 3 and 4 and F and 2 and 3 and 4 and C and 2 A minor. 4 F and 2 and G and 4 and C, 2, 3, 4. So, right, you can do these things anytime you want to do these things, and they're just colors that you're painting with. Similarly, you could take your 1 and 2 and 3 and cut it in half again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. You can keep going. 3 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And you can keep doing it as long as you're doubling or halving and keeping the tempo the same. The 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just dividing up the number of strums in between each beat. You can just play with it. And that's part of this same exercise. Just keep moving back and forth.
Because I had to do like 1, 2, and 4, and. Because I couldn't figure out how to do the down, up, down, up. So I had to it was the hardest transition. Because I was like 1, 2, and 3, and, or wait.
So make sure that your finger doesn't stop touching the strings and is moving in a constant speed, and that'll take away the having to think about it. Because if you're moving in a constant speed, then your downs are always on the beat and your ups are always on the offbeat. So actually, let's just do that for a second. Here we go. Don't even play a chord, or if you want to play a chord, you can play a chord. I'm not going to. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Double the speed and now and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E. And do you hear how when I'm saying the number, I'm playing it harder, whether I am doing it the half speed or the double speed? Do that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E, and then we can even add in a third one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 Okay. I know that these are, not the most fun part of practicing ukulele, and but these are really essential skills. The more you do things like this, the more fun everything else you play is going to be. And then just going back to the earliest observation that Benjamin had, really try to separate your voice when you're singing and your playing. Don't play along to your voice, right? It's not, this land is your land, this land is my land, which we have a temptation to do. And by the way, it doesn't sound bad when you're playing by yourself, right? From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest, right? That's where we're matching up our strum with our voice, with the melody. Instead, we match it to the rhythm. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the redwood island, right? Did that make sense what I just did, even if it's hard to do it sometimes? But hopefully just seeing that you can catch yourself, right? Oh, wait, I am playing at the same emphasis as I am speaking, and I'm not supposed to play with my speaking. Hopefully that can help. Ray, you keep unmuting yourself to say something, I think. I'm sorry.
I just find that the difference in strumming brings the song to life. I mean,
yeah. And, it's not that the faster strum is the good artistic strum and the slow strum is the, beginner strum. It's really that these are each emotional colors in your palette that you can paint with. So, you can take well, here, let's just do something super simple. This was, I think, close to our very first song that we did, and we haven't done it in a long time. But, right, take something basic like Hashki Venu here. Right? And we can switch between each of these various strums as we play it. We'll do it as an exercise, but we could even do it within a performance or playing with people, because it adds that variation. Something simple and repetitive means that we need to bring the change in the musicality to the rhythm that we add to it, right? So down, up, just basic. Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Si Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, now we've done that. Now let's just play a Now we'll double the speed. Here we go with our right hand. Hashki Venu Adon. Down, up, 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 down. Sa Hamidenu Shomre. Now just one strum. Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu. Now down and up. Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Hashki Venu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim. Right, so that's really, probably not exactly like that, but that's relatively similar to how I would probably play something like that if I was playing it, where you're really switching back and forth. And as long as you're keeping the beat the same, right, as long as the 1, 2, 3, 4 isn't getting lost in there, as long as you're not speeding up or slowing down in that way, all the switching back and forth is just making a repetitive, boring chord progression interesting and surprising to people, and that's the real key to what you're doing, is make it a little surprising, switch it around, and it makes it interesting. Okay, other thoughts? Let's...
Why, where do you use the thing? Like the...
Metronome?
Yes, thank you.
So a metronome is if you want to be able to work on increasing your speed. If you find that you're able to do it, I'm going to find an online metronome here for a second. Oh, look at that. By the way, if you type in online metronome into Google, nope, that's not my button. That's my button. It literally just gives you a metronome at the top, which is kind of amazing. I'm going to turn this on and give me a thumbs up if you can hear the metronome. Great. Right? So what we're going to do here is first 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Play along with it. Really try to, every time it clicks, try to play down at exactly the same time it clicks. Okay, now I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. We're going to go to 80 beats per minute now. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now we're going to double our right hand speed. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now the way that we do this, Patty, is now I'm going to up it to 90 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And now we're going to go up to 100 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And now let's go up to 115 beats per minute. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And I'm guessing this is getting close to as fast as some of us can go, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Ben, I think I'm going twice as fast as you with my right hand. Down, up, 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 down, up. Right, but the whole way that you get up there is by doing this exercise with a metronome. Right, here's 130 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4. 150 beats per minute. 2, 3, 4. And that's pretty close to the fastest that I can do and keep a rhythm. But that's what you use a metronome for, is if you find yourself unable to go that fast, find how fast you can go. Play along with it in beat, and then bump it by 5 beats per minute until you can do it. And then bump it by 5 beats per minute until you can do it. And then get yourself up there. I would think that everyone here should make it a goal to be able to play that 16th note beat, the 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, at 120 beats per minute. That's this speed. 2, 3, 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and make sure your downs that you're playing on the beat are emphasized. So that's the idea of a metronome. Great practice tool if, it's a great practice tool for two different things. It's a great practice tool if you're just having trouble keeping a beat, right? If you find yourself slowing down or speeding up, a metronome is a great way to bring in that constant beat and make sure you're playing along to it and not stopping. And it's a great way, as we just did it, if you're increasing it slowly, to really work up your accuracy and your speed with your right hand. Okay. we're almost out of time, and we did a lot on strumming 2 weeks in a row. We'll do some more playing next week, probably make this a little more practical. But any thoughts, any comments, anything for today?
So you can't really talk if you're using the metronome. You have to stay to the beat. So there's no way you can play and talk because you're not going to be on the beat, right? Like you have to, if you find yourself getting off the beat, it's important to use the metronome to just stay on the beat.
I'm not following what you're asking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm asking. It's confusing. Like I tend to like get off the beat a lot.
So then practice with a metronome.
Yeah, because I don't have the record player. Like you're saying, my needle is not consistent. Like, I don't know why, but I cannot.
Metronome is perfect for you, Patty. Turn on a metronome, play Hashki Venu. Turn on a metronome, play any of these songs over and over again. Speed up the metronome and keep playing with it. Slow down the metronome and keep playing with it. Whatever, and get used to that. And you're just playing along to the metronome. And then once you can do that comfortably, keep the metronome going and add in the words where you're singing at the same time. But you don't want to do everything all at once, or it's going to be like throwing 500 balls in the air to juggle when you only know how to catch a single one.
For some reason, I cannot keep my needle consistently on the record player. I don't know. It's so hard.
So metronome is perfect. Metronome is made for you.
Do that. Common to not be able to keep your needle on the record?
For sure.
Okay. Why is that?
It's just another skill that you got to learn is the beat. And you can do it with an online metronome like that. You can get an app for your phone. You may want to get yourself an old-fashioned, like they're not so old-fashioned, musicians still use them, like a real metronome that has something that goes back and forth on it. There's something physically satisfying, I think, about the object in front of you and watching it click.
Well, does it help to see it because you stay on the beat?
Sure, you're going to find some visual ones online too, though, like here.
Orchestras use metronomes. That's what part of what the conductor is doing, is keeping people on the beat. And those are the best musicians in the world.
No way.
You'll need a visual reminder of what's going on. So the fact that you're struggling with it is not a sign of any sort of like problem or detriment.
That is so cool. I did not know that.
Oh, this one's a cool one. Look. It gives you a visual representation of the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2.
Would you put that in the chat, that link?
Yep. Now watch at the bottom. Do people know these symbols right here? So this is a quarter note, and then you have eighth notes, and then you have triplets, and then you have sixteenths. So watch. I'm going to keep the beat, but switch it to the eighth notes. We sound like we're like at a dance rave now. And here's triplets, which is going to subdivide them into threes. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you hear how it's the same beat. It doesn't stop. There's that metronome in the chat. Yeah, that was a nice one. I like that. Okay. I'll see everyone next week.
Thank you so much, Rabbi.
Thank you all.